Okay, guys, part two. Sorry about that. That was actually, here's what's funny. That was the woman coming to replenish the what's the word? Mini bar. And I told her, I'm like, please do not put the Oreos in there. She's probably like wondering what's wrong with me. But I'm like, if you can not put Oreos in there, you'll help a girl out. Thanks. I really appreciate it. So anyway, you guys, had a crazy travel day yesterday, and then by the time I got to my hotel, hadn't eaten since 5 in the morning. Literally had nothing. I think I had a Bloody Mary mix on the plane. That's what I like to drink on planes. So I came up here. I didn't even unpack. And for those of you that know me, you know that my OCDness and being a neat freak, I unpack all of my stuff when I get into a hotel. I have to put everything away. Everything's got to be neat and clean. I can't stand like living out of a suitcase. So I didn't even do that. I pulled out my shorts, put my shorts on, put my walking shoes on, which are still this high, and walked, probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 blocks around the corner to, I was either going to go to this, I was really craving a burger, and I thought, okay, I'm going to have a burger, and then I'm going to do my workout at night. So this is not the ideal choice, but I'm hungry. That's what my body wants. I'm going to just have something, having a little bit of a burger and whatever. So I went, and I was even thinking about having a beer. I'm like, no. So I had my burger. It was really good. I ate slow. I made sure that I wasn't, like, this is a cheat day. I've got to, eat bad or anything like that. And then I walked back. I did some walking, and I headed back to the hotel. By the time I got back to the hotel, then I had a couple calls, tried to get caught up with my email. Long story short, and then I had a dinner meeting. Okay, that's what happened. One of the gentlemen that's here at the conference, he and I needed to meet, and I thought he was here all week, but he's leaving today after he speaks. So we were going to dinner last night, and again, that's when I had planned to do my workout. Okay, so I'm trying to paint a picture for you guys here. Sorry for continuing to fuss with my hair. He's like, let's go to dinner, and I said, okay, what time? And at first we were just going to maybe meet downstairs, and I thought, well, we'll meet downstairs. I'll have a Diet Coke. He can have a cocktail if he wants, and then I'll talk, and then, of course, I'll just come back to my hotel and work out in my hotel room. Can you see what's happening when I wing it? When I let things go and I haven't planned accordingly? Then he said, let's go to dinner at 8. And I'm like, okay. And so at first I thought, I'll just go and I'll get something light. I'll get shrimp cocktail, I'll get something smart, just trying to balance it and keep it in line. And what happened is we ended up going to like a Cuban restaurant, which is fine. I ordered something that was totally reasonable. I had broiled lobster, and it actually came out with a huge serving, so I could only eat half. So I had the broiled lobster, but again, even though they broil it, you have butter on it, so it's not the best thing. And I tell you what, they had these cooked plantains on the side that I just went, and plantains are one of like those very obscure things, but I love them. And I had like my side dish came with, I think, like 4 cut up pieces like that, but they were so rich and good. There was fattening and whatever. I'm not saying it's bad to have these things. My point is just kind of collectively what was going on in my day. So I sat there and I had them, and I was like telling him, oh my gosh, these are so good. I just want 2 more. And I'm like, gosh, and so I think my sane line of thinking was, because I knew I was full, but I asked the waiter to bring me a couple more because I wanted them. And I had a couple more, and like, I'm telling you, and even Andy said, he's like, why are you so full? You didn't eat that much. But we were so hungry when we got there that we both had a piece of bread. The piece of bread was that big. So all that to say, I went to dinner with the intention in my head of kind of having fruits and something really light. Ended up having, a piece of bread, had some butter spread on it, had lobster, which is fine, and then had some of those plantains. I was so uncomfortably full walking home when we walked back, to the hotel. I kept saying again and again, I'm like, I am so full, this is what I don't like. And I feel stupid because I didn't eat that much food, but it just wasn't thinking it through, and I didn't stop. I had some of those plantains just because they looked good when I knew my body was full. And that is the kind of feeling that, I don't know about you guys, I don't like. And it's something I haven't done in a while. I haven't done something like that where I've eaten and I've been unpleasantly full. For me, my only regrets recently have been making either a bad choice or whatever. I'm not somebody that eats too much food in general. all that to say, by the time I got back to my hotel room, I was just feeling so uncomfortable. Aunt Flo's in the house this week, that's adding to it. And I, came home and I had kind of an email that got on my nerves. And literally, it was just this overwhelming feeling of me being pissed off at myself, because by that time it's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, I haven't worked out, I'm feeling really full, I'm totally uncomfortable, I'm pissed off. Look at what a failure. And I started doing exactly what I did before. Started like mentally yelling at myself. Look at what you did. You've put yourself off by another day, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I did what I told you guys. I went and I grabbed the Oreos and I ate them. It was like I was a little child who was going into the corner going, you're not supposed to eat these, so you're going to eat. It's just so, like, I'm looking at myself now and thinking about how I did it. And I'm like, you're acting like a little child. But your little child is trying to spite yourself. Your little child is saying, you've already screwed up the whole day, so, can you be any more bad? And then the little child is like, yeah, watch this. And as I say it, you realize how stupid it is, but how many of us have done that? Seriously. How many of you guys, when you get mad, you have eaten something, and you eat it, and you might not know why, but really down inside, this is what my therapist tells me, it's all about you're self-sabotaging yourself. Why are you self-sabotaging yourself? I don't know. These are the deep thoughts that we're working on. But when I look back at a day like yesterday, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. I am realizing more and more that the way that my days and my weeks are right now, it is so important for me. I have a full day no matter what I do. I have a full day of work, whether it's on my computer or in person or attending a conference. I have a full deck every day. I mean, this is like all of the stuff. This is just, paper, notes, plus this doesn't even have my notebook that's over there filled with just like a never-ending to-do list. All of us are like that, right? For those of you that are home with kids, you've got appointments, you've got to go here, you've got to go there. The bottom line is with working out, where am I? I'm at 7 minutes. You have to be able to say, here's my day. This kind of comes back to this whole very simple, you've got to prioritize. And it's simple, but it's avoided by a lot of us. And I'm realizing, like, the biggest thing that has been missing from my life the past 2 years is consistency. Or that's one of the biggest things, excuse me. Certainly, I've had too much stress, so that's why I'm working on getting rid of that. And I've had this, the bad issues and the unhealthy relationship with food. But a lot of it, too, this is just semantics, right? Okay, this is just about looking at your schedule and going, okay, here's the stuff I've got to do on Tuesday. And based on that, based on how I know today is going to go, like I should have looked at my schedule on Monday yesterday and mapped out my day and scheduled it so that I would fit in my workout and coordinated with the guy that I had to have a meeting with, coordinated all of my meetings before I got here so that I can schedule each day accordingly, okay? So tomorrow, before I get up tomorrow, I'm going to schedule out my entire day. I'm going to say, here's the sessions that I'm going to, here's when my sessions finish, here's what the plans are for the evening, and realistically, based on that, here's when I can get my workout in. Instead of doing what I do a lot when I travel, and I didn't think I was doing it wrong, but I was just kind of getting through the day. Hold on 1 second. Now my room service is here. And winging it. And when I wing it, it ends up that I'm looking at trying to work out at 9 o'clock at night, and it's not going to happen.